We're going to be on page 636. Yedid nefesh av harachama mishoch avdecha el retzonecha yarutz avdecha kemo in the brackets. Vatik Yehuna Rachamecha Vechusana Ben Ahuvecha Ki Zeh Kama Nichsof Nichsafti Yerot Betiferet Uzecha Anayli Chendat Libi Chusana E'anati Talam 636 the bottom. Higalena Ufros Chavivi Alai Et Sukkah Shehomecha Ta'ir Eretz Mikvodecha Nagila V'nismecha Ba Maher Ahu Kiva Moed B'choneinu Ki Me'olam Yananai Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai Nai Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai Nai Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai Nai Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Yananai Nai 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 Nai
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is really good to be sitting here in this space in the cool. I've noticed there's a couple of seats up here. If you feel like you are just too far away, and at some point, any point in the service, the gravitational pull draws you into these seats, Nobody will be sad about that. That is an invitation to come closer anytime you wish and sing with us. Well, welcome. Welcome if you're here physically here in this space. Welcome if you are joining us virtually from somewhere around the world even. It is so powerful to join together here on Shabbat. And this Shabbat, we have finally made it. It is summer. This is the first Shabbat of summer. We really did. We made it. It is officially here. We can feel it in the air. Yes. But we can also feel the pace of the city shift a little bit. We can take some deeper breaths. CBE programming goes down a little bit to help us decompress from the year. You know, this past week, we dropped my daughter off at summer camp, so that's a lot. I have feelings. But there's this wonderful thing that we understand that she was to do on the first night. I won't know for some time if she did it. But there's a campfire, and the campers are invited to reflect on what they want to leave behind from their year and what their intentions are, who they want to be this summer at camp. And as they yell out those intentions, they leap over this campfire. And I kind of want to do it here tonight. We won't. We won't. But we do have Shabbat, though. And while we did not jump over or light a campfire, we did pass over these candles that we lit. And we pass over that flame. We pass through flame to get right here. Because Shabbat gives us this amazing opportunity, this incredible chance even to decide what from this past week we'd like to leave behind, and maybe even to set our intentions for who we'd like to be on this Shabbat, who we want to be for the next 24 hours, and maybe some of it we hope will stick and will stay inside of us as we make our way through this Shabbat and even past this Shabbat. Because the week itself moves so darn fast. It's amazing how quickly we have to go through the week, how we have to make quick decisions, and those decisions have ripple effects, and sometimes we don't even have all the information we need when we have to make them. And we consume other people's quick decisions all the time, and we scroll through our phones, and it's so quick, and it's never ending. It's built to be never ending, and it's so fast, and our hearts race with it all, and it sometimes breaks us down, or sometimes it tightens us up so that we're ready for all of it at all times. We have no time to sink deeply into a moment, but that's Shabbat. We have time to sink deeply into this moment. My mindfulness teachers like to call this expansive time, or deep time, where we have time, like all the time in the world, to just be here, to breathe, to reflect, to not jump to the next thought or thing or responsibility or judgment or assumption, but just to sit back and realize we have nowhere to be. Just here, just together, just Shabbat, just joy, community, memory. A number of people here in this room have come here to remember tonight. There's time for that. No need to jump to the next thing, but to remember your person, or to sing out loud, or to imagine where you're going next in life, if that is where you're going next in life. So tonight we will try to experience together deep time. We'll see if we can stretch out time as much as we can, and maybe that too will stick and remind us that even over the week, it's summer. Let's live it for real. We need it so much. And Shabbat is just that regular weekly reminder that this belongs to us. So as we jump over the fire and into Shabbat, We'll turn to page 130 for Lechu Neranana.
Yeah. 5 lines down. Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. Gadoshu 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 Yodu Shimcha Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. Gadoshu 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 Yodu Shimcha, just our voices. Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora. These transitions in life or in seasons or in days or Shabbat into the week or the week into Shabbat can sometimes be really hard. Or maybe there's big feelings that happen and those are hard. Exactly, precisely. And coming back to our feet planted on the ground and adjusting our bodies in ways that feel comfortable for us. And if we're comfortable, closing our eyes and breathing can help bring us back into being just in the moment and only taking that one step at a time and putting that one foot in front of the other. It can help ground us. So we'll do some deep breathing and we'll come back together on page 136 in just a few moments.
Adonai
עצרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצוך עולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. ינני 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. We turn to page 140. טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, באמונתך בלילות. טוב להודות לאדוני, באמונתך, באמונתך בלילות, באמונתך בלילות. טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני.
Shabbat Shalom. So in the summer, we have this really incredible tradition here at CBE that we invite our members to come and give Divrei Torah, to give these words of Torah, these teachings of Torah. And tonight is the night that we are beginning that. And I'm looking, great. I knew she was here, just couldn't see her. It is my very great honor to invite forward Emma Stern, who's a member of this community. I have gotten to know Emma recently most by working with her. She's a member of the leadership team of our New Futures project. Please ask her about that. You'll hear a tiny bit about it now. But we are so grateful for your wisdom, your courage to step forward, and your open heart to teach us. Thank you so much for doing this.
We read on this Shabbat, Miriam died here and was buried here. With this singular verse, Miriam seemingly vanishes into the desert. Miriam died here and was buried here. Isn't it strange that only one verse marks Miriam's death? After all, she was a big deal. She was a prophetess, the first of only 4 women to be given that title, responsible for guiding the Israelites and acting as a spokesperson for God. Discussion of her virtuous leadership appear in numerous places across the Torah, from the book of Exodus and as late as the book of Chronicles. When she was young, Miriam demonstrated the capacity to care for those more vulnerable than herself by watching over her infant brother Moses while he was placed in a basket in the Nile before King Pharaoh's daughter found him. Later, Miriam paved the way for dance and song, very much like what we've already done tonight, to be a form of worship through officiating a joyous and foundational celebratory event following the Israelites' safe passage across the Sea of Reeds. And while wandering the desert, Miriam bravely confronted Moses about his growing singular authority. So how is it that Miriam's death was afforded merely one verse in recognition? Can the answer be summed up by the fact that Miriam was a woman? I agree. We've come a long way since this story was written down more than 3,000 years ago. But today, women and people perceived to be female continued to be sidelined, silenced, and ignored. Gender disparities are particularly pervasive and sometimes deadly in medical research. I experienced this personally at great cost to my mobility, psyche, family, career, and ability to parent and be a partner as I would like. 5 years ago, my oldest son was born. My world was rocked, not just because I was flung into parenthood, which I was. I was also rocked because I was suddenly added to a widely unknown statistic. I became one of 70,000 birthing people in the US per year to develop what's called maternal morbidity, defined as a disability from birth or pregnancy. For me, this manifested in my inability to walk or stand without pain. While bouncing from specialist to specialist, I wondered, if I was a man with a male-specific disability instead of a woman with a female-specific disability, would there be more research on this topic, making my doctors better informed and equipped to treat me? As I learned, probably. Until 1993, federally funded clinical trials were not required to include women or people with female biological attributes, so most of them didn't. Even today, all non-federally funded clinical trials and all cell studies are still not required to include women, so most of them don't. But why is this a problem? Thank you. After all, women's bodies include hormones and menstruation and possible pregnancy and lactation. So isn't it easier just to perform trials on men and then apply those results to women? Yes. Yes, it is. And it's faster and more cost efficient. But the problem is, it doesn't work. That's because sex differences exist in every tissue and organ system in the human body, literally down to a cellular level. This means sex, when unaccounted for, can impact the efficacy of medicine, vaccines, medical devices, surgeries, and other medical interventions, sometimes with deadly consequences. For example, a drug prescribed to thousands nationwide to lower mortality from a heart attack was discovered to increase mortality in women. Aspirin, we've learned, is metabolized differently based on sex, making it a key preventer of heart attacks in men, but a key preventer of strokes in women, and not vice versa, making it dangerous to give aspirin if you're not having that condition. Female Viagra was found to interact negatively with alcohol, female Viagra. So the manufacturer ran a trial, of which 23 of the 25 participants were, you guessed it, men. While struggling on my medical journey, I discovered there was literally no support for pregnant and postpartum people with disabilities anywhere. So I founded a project for pregnant and postpartum people with disabilities at the federally mandated disability rights organization where I worked at the time as a litigator. When my husband Dan and I got pregnant again, my health declined even more. Within a few weeks into my pregnancy, I could only stand or walk for a few seconds before a silent scream would go off in my head telling me to sit down. So I put stools all over our apartment and hobbled from one stool to the next to make it across our apartment. By this time, I worked as a litigator at Planned Parenthood, which I joined shortly after Roe v. Wade was overturned. I advocated against the systemic dismantling of decades' worth of reproductive rights and protections for people with uteruses. But we were losing. As of today, almost exactly 4 years since Roe was overturned, 17 states have total or near total bans on abortion, and 24 other states have restrictions on abortions. And then, at 8 months pregnant with my second, my medical mystery miraculously self-resolved. I was lying down helping my oldest go to sleep when, without warning, I felt a seismic shift in my abdomen, after which I could stand up better than I had in 3 years. It was shocking, and no doctor could explain for it. Afterwards, I couldn't stop reading everything I could about maternal health to try to understand what had just happened to me. A few months after having our healthy baby boy, number 2, I found a brief reference to what ended up being the root cause of my severe disability. It's something called uterine alignment. I later learned that 1 in 4 uteruses are misaligned. Yeah, 25%. And yet, you guessed it, there's almost no research on the topic. The silence surrounding Miriam's death reverberates in present-day gender disparities in medical research. Despite Miriam's position as a prophet and beloved leader, she was given but 1 verse to mark her death. Similarly, despite making up 51% of the worldwide population, women are systemically excluded from medical research. As my personal story demonstrates, this means that people who are women or with female attributes commonly go undiagnosed, misdiagnosed, or prescribed ineffective treatments. But there are some bright spots. We are not the first to call out the silence surrounding Miriam's death. Commentators stretching back to the Talmudic era wrote about the ways Miriam's life and death were truncated in the Torah and tell stories about her greatness. The Talmudic rabbis interpreted that the well of fresh drinking water, which traveled with the Israelites during their 40 long years wandering the desert following their exodus from Egypt, traveled with them because of Miriam's merit. They say Miriam died by God's kiss, just as her 2 brothers, Moses and Aaron, did. And it is said that it was Miriam who taught that the holy can be found wherever you are open to it. I take this to mean that Miriam is not as invisible as the verse, Miriam died there and was buried there, might make her seem. Similarly, the invisibility of women in the medical and research fields does not need to continue. Drawing from the New Futures Project that Rabbi Steph Colin is leading, I can imagine a better future that does not include gender disparities in medical research. Let's imagine together. In this better future, federal legislation mandates that every possible type of trial, be it for drugs, medical devices, or surgery, at every research phase, from preclinical cell studies to post-marketing studies, monitoring long-term reactions, test both men and women in equal numbers. In this better future, the impact of diseases, medications, vaccines, medical procedures, and medical devices on pregnant and lactating people is tracked and recorded, which is not currently being done, to work towards better treatment options for pregnant and lactating people. In this better future, decisions related to a person's reproductive rights are unquestionably human rights. In this better future, people with disabilities who become pregnant or people who develop a disability due to their pregnancy or birth receive overwhelming support. This better future is possible. It is a future I believe would do justice to Miriam's profound legacy. And it can start right here because we are imagining it.
Yasher Koach. Such a beautiful, powerful, important piece of Torah. This is why we invite congregants to speak, because the wisdom that comes from you is unbelievable. And it deepens our understanding of Torah, and it deepens our understanding of the ancestors who came before us. And if you want to talk more to Emma about this, please see her after the service. Thank you for beginning to dream of a better future that redeems a little bit of this legacy of Miriam's very shortly spoken of death in the wilderness. We're very grateful for you to say yes to this night. And Shabbat Shalom to all. We'll continue our service now with Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. We invite you to rise if you are able.
Mikol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, tamiram be'alma v'meru, amen. 146. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. 148, you may be seated. Avir yom u'mein v'layla, Abdil ben yom u'mein layla, Ha'gayitz va'od shemo, El chai v'kayam, Tamid yimoch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'aravi. Page 150. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, tanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu, u'v'umeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach v'divrei Toratecha, mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגלה יומם ולילה, באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. יננננאי, 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 Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. 154. V'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני, אדוני אלוהיכם באמת. 158. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זעירים ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, יהלום יד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Amen. In a moment, we'll turn to page 160 for Hashkivenu. If you are a person who flies or who travels or a person who sometimes might even say the traveler's prayer, then when we get to Hashkivenu, you might find lots of similarities in these prayers. Hashkivenu mirrors, in a lot of ways, the traditional traveler's prayer. So we might ask ourselves why that is. We are all, in so many ways, on a journey, just making our way, trying to get either wherever it is we're going, or home, or to some form of safety, or trying to discover as we're going. And it's not surprising that we might find ourselves vulnerable on that path. And so the traveler's prayer is a prayer that aspires to be safe on that journey. And Hashkivenu asks the same, that on this journey, ours and every person who's walking this earth would be safe, would have above us what's called a canopy of peace in this particular prayer. And you could imagine that if you think about the last journey you were on or the last time you didn't feel safe, to envision just something protective over your head and how comforting that might have been. And so on this night, you might be praying for people who you know who are on a particular journey, for their safety, for your own safety, maybe for this whole country's safety on this journey that we're on. And tonight, perhaps we also extend our prayers to the people in Venezuela for whom it just crashed down on their head this week, and they don't feel safe even a little bit as they grieve and are fearful from these earthquakes that hit. And we might also, knowing where our Supreme Court landed this week, raining down fearfulness on the heads of immigrants in this country, that we might also include them in our prayer for safety on this night. And then we'll move into our prayer for healing. And this being the last Shabbat of the month, that means that this is the service where we invite you each to individually aloud say the name of those that you're praying for their healing. So we'll take deep time. We'll be expansive in our prayer for healing on this night as we hear who we're all praying for their return to wholeness, whether they're physically suffering or emotionally or spiritually feeling broken or alone and are in need of some of our prayers. So for right now, we will turn to page 160 for Hashkivenu.
Shalom Aleinu, ve'akol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. 371. Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha ve'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
We invite you now to share the names of those for whom their healing you are praying. Amen. May they know a refuah shlema. And if you do know of someone from the CBE community who's in need of extra help or healing or support right now, please share that with one of us after the service so that we can reach out to them. At this time, we'll move towards our silent Amidah, which can be found on pages 164 through 181. We'll begin with Vishamru, which is on 162. We invite you to rise if you're able.
together. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. If we're able, we rise and turn to page 586 for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו גרויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Middle of 590. כי המלכות שלך היא, ויום ביד תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אוי ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. It is my honor to invite forward for some greetings and announcements the president of our congregation, Leslie Lewin.
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom. I got this. Welcome to CBE. It's fine. Whether it's your first time hearing this or you've heard it 1,000 times, we are so glad that you're here. Together, we are doing something essential, living the Judaism of our time. We do not have one kind of look. We do not have one kind of name. We come from every race and myriad cultures. You may meet a white Ashkenazi or Sephardi Jew, a black Jew, an Asian Jew, a Latino Jew, an Arab or Mizrahi Jew, and no matter what we look like, we might know a lot about Judaism or a little. We have a broad range of perspectives and many different ways of practicing our Judaism. We include members with both visible and invisible disabilities, and we are also home to a lot of people who aren't Jewish. The only thing you can assume, the only thing you should assume, is that every single person you meet here at CBE belongs here exactly as much as you do. I want to thank our clergy for leading us tonight, Rabbi Stephanie Colin, and to our song leader, teen and music engagement director, Rose Snitz. And thank you again to Emmer Stern for your moving and powerful Dvar Torah tonight. Grateful for your teaching. One announcement. As you heard, each week in the summer, we invite members to prepare and give a Dvar Torah on Friday nights and Saturday mornings, chant Torah and Haftarah at our Saturday morning service, and act as ushers at Saturday morning services. We are still looking for Torah and Haftarah chanters in July and August, and 2 Dvar Torahs in August as well. Please sign up from your CBE This Week email or on your website if you are interested. Some experience is required for chanting Torah, but we're happy to help members practice and prepare. On behalf of the board, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Leslie. As we move towards the conclusion of our service, we turn, as we always do, towards memory. Oh, it's okay, you guys, it's okay. Don't worry about it. When we come here to say Kaddish, sometimes we bring our whole family, and so we get the whole thing, and it's beautiful, and it's okay. And certainly, as we gather up all of the people that we've come here to remember, they are so much more than one verse of Torah. They are so much more than they died and they were buried. They were so much to us. They were so many memories. They were so many stories. They were so much past, so much present. And when we say Kaddish for them together and we name them here, they are so much future as we make their legacy alive here. So if you are here and you are in a period of Shiva, it's your first 7 days of your loss, we want to invite you to rise and share the names of those you're remembering. Thank you. And you can stay standing if you're able. And if you're here for Shloshim, the first 30 days of your loss, we invite you to rise and share your remembrances. If this is Shana, the first year of your loss, we invite you to rise and share their name with us. Sue. And if this is a yahrzeit for you, an anniversary of a death, we invite you to rise and share their name. Oh, I'm sorry. And I see I missed you in the back. Thank you. Thank you. We now rise in community to surround you in comfort and care as we add these names from our congregation, from our community. In their period of Shloshim, we remember Dorothy Block, mother of Marla Kochman, mother-in-law of David Kochman, and grandmother of Benjamin, Adam, and Jeremy. Richard Strauss, father of Kim Strauss, father-in-law of Roberta Katz, and grandfather of Rainan and Mayer. Ronald Korth, father of Evan Korth, father-in-law of Patty Rodriguez Zabla, and grandfather of Olivia and Samuel. Randy Kalimi, mother of Kelly Schnurman, mother-in-law of David Schnurman, and grandmother of Joshua, Layla, and Jonah. Joseph Weber, father of Leslie Weber, father-in-law of Chris Howard, and grandfather of Luke and Clea. Joan Graves Bailey, mother of Mark Bailey, mother-in-law of Elise Schneiderman Bailey, and grandmother of Harper, Stella, and Daniel. Marguerite Goldstein, mother of Michael Goldstein, mother-in-law of Pri Goldstein, and grandmother of Tachi and Lucas. And on their anniversary of their death, we remember Bruce Adams, Darlene Alpert, Harold Antel, Mary Anthony, Pearl Aronson, Doris Balter, Alan Becker, Genevieve Bernstein, Dr. Charles Bernberg, Joseph Blatt, Gertrude Blaustein, Dina Bloom, Leela Breitbart, Corinne Burton, Geraldine Kogan Schwartz, Daniel Cohen, David Dretzen, Lillian Dubois, Michael Fedeli, Bertha Fink, Herbert Fleischer, Sandra Freed, Marilyn Freed, Michael First, Dr. William Glazer, Martin Goldberg, Bessie Goldstein, Morton Helbron, Sophia Hess, Louis Holland, Tykel Horowitz, Marcia Israelite Lieberman, Beverly Jablons, Lena Jaffe, Marguerite Aaron, Joseph Thal, Erwin Karlitz, Saul Cass, Rudolph Katz, Sandy Levine, Anna Lindy, Dr. Gustav Makol, Saul Mayer, Rosalind Meisler, Dora Miller, Sydney Miles, Malvine Nathanson, Nathan Niederfer, Shirley Niederfer, Klazina Pyle, Leo Podber, Warner Posen, Richard Ravitch, Carl Ravitz, Caroline Rowe, Rebecca Rosen, Jenny Rosenberg, the Honorable Maurice Rosenfeld, Gary Rosenfeld, Jacob Rubin, Neil Sellinger, Gertrude Spatz, Edward Starr, Isidore Sussman, Daniel Unger, Bernie Wasco, Sheldon Weiss, Morris, Warnock. May their memories be a blessing. On page 598, 598, we say Kaddish Yatom together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divorach yerute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon uvyomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemed, Kudasha, Barichu, La'ela, Minkol, Birchata, Vashirata, Tushbechata, Venechamata, Da'miran, Bialma, Vimru, Amen. Yehe Shlama, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim, Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring comfort to all who are bereaved. We say together, amen.
Olam chesed yivaneh, yadadai, dai, yadadai, dai. 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 As we make our way into standing up and making sure that those around us are being seen and make sure that they can feel studied and healed, we hold on to the love. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam chesed yivaneh, 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 yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Shabbat shalom.